I'm Spencer, and Sean will be here shortly. And this is the Itch Network Podcast, episode 41, I believe. How exciting. 41. Today is going to be, it's just going to be me and Sean. All the other people had stuff going on, so Eric is in the chat, but he has eye surgery, so he couldn't actually make it to the show. What a delightful, cheeky guy he is. But I'm sure he'll be offering his insight into whatever we talk about. Today's topic, by the way, it's one long topic, plus any additional topics people throw out there, is consoles and what they're looking like right now. So this will be an interesting one for people that don't have all/any of the consoles. You may learn something, of course, because I'm talking. You may learn something about the consoles and kind of the current state of where they are and what the pros and cons are. And if you're looking for a comprehensive list of which one is better than the other, you won't get it here. I'm not gonna tell you which one's better. I'll tell you which one I like the most. Yeah, I skipped hair gel. No, because I actually took my hair gel to work. I don't have any hair gel here. It sucks. But yeah, I won't be giving you any picks of top one and ranking them. That always leads to some bad blood, and I don't think it really gets anywhere because some people are going to pick the one that they want. So, not here to tell you which one to pick. You make the decision for yourself. Cool. But as always, we start off by telling you guys what games we're playing. So the games I'm currently playing, League of Legends, of course. I'm playing a little game on my 3DS called Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. That one actually holds a special place in my heart because I used to play it a lot as a kid. And it's one of those games, it's by Rare, which I usually bash, but remember, Rare at that time was a completely different Rare than Rare is today. So, one of my favorite characters was Dixie. I just love her aesthetic and her moveset. It's just a lot of fun. In that game, I never actually 100%ed. That's right, Mojo Hippie. That game I never 100%ed. I actually 99%ed it as a child. I only got to play... I don't know where I went wrong in the fact that I only got 99%. Maybe at the time I wasn't smart enough to realize that I'm sure the levels just tell you if you have everything, and I should have just replayed the same level over and over again. But I never got that 100%, and it kind of bothered me. So I don't know if I'll 100% it this time. It's just kind of a side game for me, but I love playing. I love going back and playing around with that game. So props to that. And that, of course, goes into the idea that the 3DS has the Super Nintendo games, or at least some of them. And it does have Earthbound, and I highly, highly recommend if you haven't played Earthbound and you have a 3DS, you get that. Because that game is a seminal masterpiece. So highly, highly recommend that. I've also been playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and that would be Dual Destinies. So I'm trying to wrap that one up so I can put out a review, which I should do maybe today. You might be able to see a review, and it's going to be a different style of review. But I want to try it out. I'm trying out a lot of things on this channel right now, so you'll see a lot of experimentation going on. Yeah, those are the best kind of games, Mojo Hippie. We all like whiskey. Anyway. And then, of course, the last game I've been playing... Well, I've been playing Hitman, the new level in that. Love that game. The more I play that and the more levels that open up, I just love that game more and more. It is fan-freaking-tastic. So highly recommend if you haven't started Hitman, you jump into it. It's a lot of fun. And then, of course, I've been playing Battleborn. If you've seen me play at all, it's been a big, long week of Battleborn, and I've just been killing it. Adore the game. If you're going to make a MOBA in first person, in full Z-axis glory, that's how you do it. Other games have tried. I think Smite tried, and I can't stand that game. I think it fails horribly. Paragon was a game that came out. It wasn't as bad as Smite, but it tried a direct translation of MOBAs from isometric perspective that's more 2D. Or I guess you say 3D, I don't know, but whatever. And it just kind of directly translates it into a first person or third person in that case, Z-axis having game, and it just doesn't work. You can't have a direct translation. You have to make things change. It doesn't make sense to convert that into that aspect. By the way, I have a Band-Aid on here. I was making enchiladas last night and totally destroyed my finger, but the only Band-Aids we had were Dora, so that's why I have a Dora Band-Aid. I think I can take it off, though. I think I'm all better. Love the smell of Band-Aided flesh. Is Sean Knox here?
No.
Oh, Sean Knox is not here.
No.
And my boy Sean is here.
No.
He's hiding. I thought I was going to be alone today, so
really?
I wasn't prepared.
Oh.
But, Sean, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm some guy. I broke into your house.
He broke into the house. His name is Sean. I know his name. He shouldn't have broken into my house. I know who he is.
I mean, that's probably a mistake in retrospect.
Yeah. What games do you play, Mojo Hippie? Anyway, so what games have you been playing this week?
Only Dark Souls.
Dark Souls 3.
Only ever Dark Souls. About 110 hours into Dark Souls New Game Plus Plus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you saw that video I showed you of PvP.
Yeah. Were you going to do the voiceover?
I gotta do that, yeah. I've just been really busy.
With Dark Souls?
Yeah, I've changed my strategy since then. I've gone a little bit more meta with it, so now I use a rapier instead of a long sword. It's pretty unbeatable. I last night I purposely stopped doing that and just went naked with a giant, like some sort of greatsword.
Yeah.
Just because I was winning too much, and it was bothering me.
Yeah. I bet. I really do want to play that game.
Play it.
With a guide.
Play with me. I can guide you.
Yeah?
I've been through up and down.
I'll do it if somebody can borrow or lend it to me. Because right now I have a lot going on.
Get Eric's copy. He's played once.
Yeah, maybe I'll steal Eric's copy. You'll break into his house.
Sure. That's what I did here.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
I'll be right in.
Funny story that happened today. We live in kind of a safe part of the world, right?
Right.
That's kind of one of the reasons I got the house where I did. But I was woken up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
to somebody speaking over a loud intercom. Or I guess an outercom.
Always a good sign.
Whatever it is, the speaker thing.
Yeah.
The phones.
Right.
And I heard some bangs on the ground. I thought it was echoing off the ground. I was like, I wonder what that is. And I heard this weird muffled
Were they gunshots?
I think they were. It was a guy yelling. It was a cop. Because at the end of it, I was waking up. I figured out what he was saying at the end. He's like, and come out with your hands up. And I was like, oh, something weird's going on. And so I kept listening. And then they announced the address of who they were talking to. And it was literally one number short of mine. It was them. The house behind me. And they were being raided. They said, put your weapons down and come out with your hands up. Those were gunshots. And there were cops outside telling them to come out. So I have no idea what just happened. I am terrified. I wonder if there's a meth lab there or something.
Could be. You never know.
You never know.
Even in a good neighborhood, you never know. You could have the meth lab right next to you.
Yeah. So that was interesting. That was an interesting start to the day. I'm curious to see what...
This is interesting. I had some neighbor drama as well.
Did you?
Well, yeah. My neighbors are... I think we were getting a divorce.
Oh.
Because the other night, their window was open, and our window was open. And the way our homes are set up, their master bedroom is upstairs like our master bedroom is, and they're our master bedrooms are really close. They border each other.
Really?
Essentially. We're real close. So if our windows are open, it's like we're in their house. And so we can hear...
Very intimate.
Yeah, we can hear them perfectly screaming at each other. And they're the guy's like, you fucking cheated on me, you bitch! And then she's like, fuck you, you limp dick fatty!
No!
She said that.
Oh my god.
I remember it because I thought that was hilarious. Limp dick fatty. And I was like, oh, she's got some...
oh no.
She's got some moxie. So...
By the way, that's how you attack a guy.
Oh yeah.
You hit him there.
I've already told Amanda this.
Giving her the weapons?
Yeah, I've already given her the dickless comment. Or limp dick. Both are really good.
Yeah.
Both hit you where it hurts. So she says that, and he goes, you fucking sucked his dick. And I have the text to prove it. And she goes, well, fucking show me. And then they proceed to look at these texts that incriminate this girl in the dick sucking, the self dick sucking.
Oh my god.
And so then we hear them, they bicker more. But he goes downstairs and starts ruffling through the garage. Like, he's just like trying to find something. Amanda is out of bed now. This is 2 a.m.
Yeah.
On a weekday. We're both awake, and she's out of bed on like the face to the screen of our window. Like,
she's like my girlfriend. As soon as there's any sign of drama, she's there.
Yeah.
Just wants to know.
She woke me up and she's like, look at this. And it's 2 a.m. and I'm like,
2 a.m?
I'm entertained by it. I'm not like mad.
Yeah.
So she's like, he's gonna shoot her, and we're like witnesses. And I'm like, he's not gonna shoot her. And then they just take off. But like, I guess, he fucking leaves because he said, I'm gonna go kill him. So maybe he was gonna kill.
So we don't know if he's.
So he might have killed the guy.
He might have killed the guy.
So he's like, I'm gonna go fucking kill him. And then she runs out and she's like, ah! In the street of our neighborhood now. Yeah, screaming so everyone can, I'm sure, hear them.
Oh my god.
And she's like, give my fucking keys, you piece of shit. And then she gets her keys and he peels out. Then she peels out after him. Potentially to stop the murder. But I don't know.
Dude, that's awesome.
They came back at 5 and started arguing some more. So maybe they're like, arguing about the
murder. It's like, you shouldn't have murdered that guy.
You shouldn't have shot him.
He's like, oh, I did it.
You should have did it with a shovel. You dickless faggot.
That is insane. Well, yeah, we've had quite the weekend so far.
So they're getting a divorce, probably.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they're gonna work through that. They have kids too. So the whole time I'm thinking, like, where are these kids at? So they don't have to hear this bullshit. These two children fight each other.
Yeah. That's always rough.
It's weird.
When you see that happen with the kids around.
It's too bad. The Dark Souls.
Mojo Hippie has some ex-wife drama.
Oh, yeah?
Sorry to hear that, man. Told the neighbors to F off, cops took her outside, no jive.
Good. Good. Take her away, gentlemen.
So lots of Dark Souls with you.
Yeah, just mainly Dark Souls. You playing Battleborn?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you guys today how that was, but nobody's here. It's just you.
It's
so I got to
wonderful.
ask only you.
It's fantastic.
It's good?
It's very good.
I only see Roosevelt playing. I never see you on.
I played tons. I didn't play yesterday.
Did you?
Because I played League of Legends. They were watching stuff in the living room, so.
Oh, I see.
But I played League of Legends. But yeah, no, I don't play it on Twitch. I play it on YouTube.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to buy it today, but I didn't want to buy it unless I knew people were going to be playing it.
Yeah, I'll play it.
Okay.
I play it endlessly.
Is it good?
It's very good.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun, but I don't want to review it alone, so skip the review this weekend. We'll do it next weekend. But recommend. Yeah, it's the best transposition of MOBA that I've ever seen.
Did you play Monday Night Combat?
Yes.
Better than Monday Night?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed Monday Night Combat.
Me too.
And Monday Night does it smart too, because when a lot of people have been making MOBAs, they want to make it a third person or first person perspective.
Uh-huh.
And I explained this a little bit ago, but they take exactly what League of Legends is, or Dota 2 is, and just flip the perspective. And it doesn't work that way. For instance, Paragon did it. I don't know if you're familiar with Paragon.
I've never played Paragon.
They're kind of new, but it's a third person MOBA, and it's just like League of Legends or Dota, except it's third person. So the movement is really stiff because it's third person, so you're kind of like this, and then shooting and then aiming at the same time.
All right. And
when you shoot, your attacks stop at your reticle. So if you have, let's say, 1500 range, you'll shoot for 1500, and anything after won't take any damage.
That makes sense.
And from that perspective, it doesn't make any sense. Like when you think of it, like if you're shooting a gun, the bullet's just gonna go, and it might, as the distance continues, veer off the path.
You know something about that? Just not to derail you.
Yeah.
But did you know that the drop of a bullet that's fired from a gun is identical to the drop of a bullet that you're just dropped from the same distance? Like, gravity works on that flying bullet exactly the same.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
If you drop a bullet from a gun from the exact same distance that you fire from that bullet from that gun, they will hit the ground at the same time.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Fun fact.
Or roughly, approximately the same time. I don't want to say exactly the same, but approximately the same.
Now you're learning stuff, everybody.
Physics, baby.
Baby.
Physics, baby.
But so yeah, I don't think a lot of games really nail it, but this game absolutely nails it. It is a blast to play. And there's tons of minions and strategies that go into it.
I'm about it.
I love it.
I'm about it. I just didn't want to buy it unless, you guys were going to commit to it.
Yeah. No, let's do it.
Okay.
We'll have a 4-man squad now. We just need one more person.
Well, maybe I can get Ryan on board.
Oh, okay.
He's having problems with his wife right now because he plays so much Dark Souls with me.
You might have a Mojo Hippie issue.
We both have a lot of relationship issues because of the amount of Dark Souls we play.
Yeah.
I told my girlfriend that Dark Souls 3 is my other girlfriend. And I need to spend more time with her.
Dark Souls, yeah. It's becoming that for a lot of people, I think. Alright, you ready to get started?
Okay.
So my topic today was consoles. I want to talk about every single one.
Jesus.
And I don't want to name which one's better.
Okay.
That's not up to me.
You're going to name them in a robotic tone
Yeah.
and then fly through the ceiling?
Yeah.
Console list complete. Like the Iron Giant.
Yeah. Everybody will cry.
You stay.
Is that Vin Diesel?
What? The
That
Iron
did
Giant?
the Iron Giant voice.
Did he do the Iron Giant voice?
I'm pretty sure he did. Let me look it up.
I watched that scene the other night and I almost cried.
I heard it's really sad. I've actually never seen the whole movie.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
It teaches you to love this Iron Giant character. It is Vin Diesel.
Yes. Yeah, Vin Diesel does the voice of the giant.
Oh, so you know what someone should do is just superimpose Vin Diesel
Yeah.
over the eyes.
I'm flying away with his like huge muscles.
Like Vin Diesel from Fast and Furious, and just superimpose that over every sequence of the Iron Giant.
Yeah, that would be great. I think they should. Anyway, I took some notes. So,
Okay.
let's get started. So we're going to get started with the topic. If you want to add your own questions in, don't hesitate. But we're going to be talking about all of the consoles and their pros and their cons and just about them in general. So let's get started with a bang.
A bang?
PC.
A big bang?
A big
Attack?
bang. Yeah. Let's talk about PC gaming.
Okay.
What are some things about PC gaming? So, it has Steam.
Did you know, speaking of PC gaming,
Sure.
that NVIDIA just released their newest graphics card?
Did they?
Yeah.
What's it called?
GTX 1080.
Oh, no.
And it is light years ahead of the Titan X.
Really? How much is it?
On some ungodly amount. I don't even know if it's available for sale. They just released the news that it is a thing. But you can see it. They showed the specs for the GTX 1080 and how far beyond the Titan X it is.
Okay.
So
I believe it's going on sale for... the 1080 will be available on May 27th for $600. That's actually not bad.
Not terrible.
Consider the 980 Ti, I wanted it, and it's about $600 as well.
Well, it's taking over the place for really not even the 980 for the Titan, and the Titan is actually more expensive than that.
Mm-hmm.
Titan is more expensive than the GTX series typically.
That's fascinating. I wonder why it's so cheap. It seems really cheap.
I don't know. Titan is usually their cutting edge, but for whatever reason, this is now their cutting edge.
That's awesome. Then I'll wait for
Yeah.
my graphics card purchase.
Yeah, grab it. I mean, it's not any bigger or more power hungry than any other card on their roster.
Just a beast.
It's just much better.
Just a beast under the sheets.
It's sexual Tyrannosaurus.
That's what I want on my graphics card. Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
NVIDIA's sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah. So with PCs, again, you have Steam, you have GOG, and you have other places you can get games, and this is by far the best way to do gaming.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I don't know. I guess the negative is that when you do it this way, you don't get a hard disk, and some people are obsessed with like hard copies, and I guess for a collector's purpose, it's kind of nice to have a box.
The biggest negative for me, and for Ryan too, the reason we went PS4 is cheating. It's a big problem.
You have that listed here? Absolutely.
It's just really unfortunate.
And that's because you have so much freedom to edit and customize on your own install.
Yeah, it's if you have any sort of application that's running on Windows that you can make changes to, then people are gonna make changes to it, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's so easy with applications like Cheat Engine to just cheese people. So it's just not fun for us anymore. I mean, Dark Souls 3 was a disaster zone.
Really, just people cheating all over the place.
Were we talking about the guy that was streaming the cheating that he would drop he hit people with the dagger that would give them souls?
No.
He had a stream going. I was trying to watch it the whole time. I couldn't. They kept shutting him down on Twitch and stuff.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was. He was Mal from Firefly. That was his name.
Ah. What's up, White Husky Gaming? Also, Michelle Army Queen. What's up,
Army Queen? So yeah,
I like Army Queens.
The guy would he'd invade people's worlds, and I think he was just a naked, and he would run around and hit him with a full dagger. And the moment you get touched with a dagger, you get souls. Mm-hmm. And the reason that that's bad is if you're not a cheater and you get more souls than you should have, the server knows. It knows that you never did anything to make these souls, so they came out of nowhere. So you're put in the soft ban area. Mm-hmm. So he was making everybody get into the cheater zone with him.
Oh, so he's getting people soft banned.
Right. So anytime you get touched with a dagger, you get soft banned. So they had a PSA on Reddit saying, if this guy joins your game, fucking jump off a cliff immediately. Do not touch him.
That's insane.
And he was streaming it.
You're just poking people with the dagger.
You do this. The moment he touched you, you get souls.
It's kind of like a pervert wiggling his penis around.
Yeah, like a paintbrush.
Yeah. That's awful.
Yeah, so he would just slap somebody with a dagger, and you get some souls, and then he would run out of your game.
Well, therein lies the issue of, PCs have a lot of customization.
Yeah, you got
for better or for worse.
It's got to be done right. It's got to be done probably completely hosted, like League of Legends or WoW.
Right. Well, and the thing about that is that kind of takes what gaming is today into a different direction than what it used to be. Mm-hmm. Because when people thought about gaming before, it used to be put the cartridge in the slot or put the CD in the game and let it install. But really, gaming of the future isn't going to be that you have any media yourself. Yeah. Media is all online somewhere on a server, and you're taking that. You don't actually own anything anymore, and that's its own topic, I guess. But the pros and cons of that, that's interesting. That means all games will die, which is an interesting concept. There is no permanence to gaming anymore. Like Dark Souls 3, if they were to eventually put everything online, you will never, as soon as that company goes under or they just stop wanting to pay for it, the game's over. Battleborn, as soon as they stop caring about that game, it's done. Yeah. You spent $60 and now it's gone. Right. Whereas, a Super Nintendo, you could have had that game. I could have Chrono Trigger and play it as much as I want, whenever I want, assuming the cartridge survives.
You can still keep the client installation files and stuff. I have a copy of Spore that I got I don't know how many years ago that I still have on my computer. But definitely, Steam is a major advantage. If we're talking about single player games, then PC 1000% is the way to go. Mm-hmm. Because not only is it easy to access, but it's easy to change. It's easy to mod.
Yeah. Fallout 4, huge example.
Exactly.
I completely regret getting Fallout 4 for the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. I really just got it because I wanted a game to play on the Xbox One. And 100% regret it. That game is meant to be played with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awful.
It's also got, Bethesda has a huge modding community. So it's a big deal, and yeah, when I got it, I saw mods come out the day of release. Mm-hmm. And look at Skyrim. You ever seen people mod that game till it crashes? It's amazing.
Oh, I've seen tons of great mods for it, especially the one that improves the graphics tenfold. Yeah, that's great.
Did you ever see the environment change mods?
No, what's that?
Yeah, it takes it from snowing to a beach, tropical island.
Really?
Everything changes.
That's fantastic.
There's no more snow. It's amazing.
I just recently saw a Fallout 4 mod that was kind of like the old Skyrim mods. It was the Macho Man one, and you play as Hulk Hogan. And you just fight him. Just made me laugh. I love that stuff.
It's funny.
But anyway, more about PC gaming though. Is they more than any other console on here have indie games galore.
Yeah.
Any indie game essentially will go to the PC, and that comes with bad games and good games. But the reason I'm confused when people complain about the bad games, they'll be like, "There's so much crap indie games out there." I mean, there are, but I mean, do like a tiny bit of research, and even by a tiny bit, I mean just look at the reviews for the game. You can usually see which ones are bad and which ones are good.
Yeah.
Especially on Steam and GOG, I'm sure, but I don't really use GOG that much, but I hear it's great. Because that one has, you can share the games, right?
With GOG?
GOG.
Can't you do it with Steam too?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You can do it with Steam too?
You can share games across accounts.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, but either way, with the indie games that they have, like, you can see the good ones. And there are so many. Like, Undertale, Don't Starve started there. Minecraft, like you said, Minecraft alone is freaking huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like what an interesting game that one is. The history behind it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't really. I think my Minecraft I bought from Mojang.
Oh, okay.
So I still have my Mojang account. I don't know if that's changed or not.
But I remember Minecraft being in beta, and it was like the biggest thing even then.
Yeah.
It's so great, and PC just offers so much freedom to do that kind of stuff.
Like I said, I still play Minecraft.
Yeah.
To this day, I play it. I don't know why, but I still do it.
Yeah.
I'll make greenhouses with like that Minecraft farming mod, and I'll just spend hours doing nothing but farming. I don't understand why it's entertaining, but it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge. The game is enormous, and props to Microsoft for scooping it up.
Yeah, that was a good move.
It was smart on them. I mean, granted, they paid a shit ton of money, but still.
That's what they should.
Yeah. And then, of course, they do have AAA games as well. When we say AAA, we mean those big games that come out that are $60 that we're expected to be wowed by.
Witcher, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah, The Witcher. And they have some exclusives. Honestly, I was looking at it, not a whole lot of exclusives in this market. I'm not sure why.
No.
But, I mean, they did have XCOM 2, which was primo. Game of the Year, sleeper game of the year. Throwing that out there. I know it won't be because it's not the game. It's not a.
I mean, exclusives are going to be like League of Legends, World of Warcraft, things like that. That you had to have a mouse and keyboard to play.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, XCOM 2 is fantastic. But yeah, aside from that, they don't have a whole lot of the big name exclusives. It's kind of unfortunate. But everything that isn't an exclusive, they end up having, which is cool.
Did you play that one game that Justin was talking about a while ago? That new new MMO called like Painted Desert or something?
No.
Yeah, I looked at it and it looked like shit.
A Black Desert.
Is that it? Black Desert?
Black Desert Online?
Yeah. He was saying that it was like a lot more combat focused.
Yeah, yeah. Did you try it? You can use my account if you want.
You have an account?
Yeah, I bought it, but I was going to play it, and I still intend to later. But it's actually, you buy it and then you own it, so there's no subscription.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, one of my friends plays it from work, and he absolutely adores it. He plays it endlessly, essentially. It's a lot like WoW before WoW is easy. So it takes a lot of those cues from maybe Burning Crusade era WoW.
I see.
And then a combat focus. Combat engine.
I don't necessarily like that though. I mean, I don't know if I love having to like, whisper 10 people to like meet at a raid area.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like whisper like 3 more people to get into a party. Like I like party finders. I appreciate that.
But I'll let you play it if you want. Just borrow my account and run with it. If you ever want it.
I'd rather let you land the sword first.
I am not into combat-based MMOs. So, I like the idea of specifically sticking to a strategy. I like turn-based games and everything. So I'm not totally into dashing around and yeah.
In the later days of WoW, I got really into healing.
Yeah, I love healing. Yeah,
I started playing like a shaman healer, I think, and I got super into that and to like leveling that character up. But that was no one played with me. Like most MMOs that I end up playing, Nobody in real life that I'm friends with wanted to play with me.
Yeah, I get burnt out on them so fast.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard.
Same.
Oceans Daniel says Civ isn't big on consoles. That's true. Civ, that is a big thing that these games have is strategy games.
Yeah.
PC just owns on the strategy market because the controller doesn't really handle strategy games very well.
You could play Civ. You could play Civ 5 on the console. No problem.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, because it's hexagonal, you could just do like joystick switches your hexagons.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have AVX or
That's
whatever
true.
to your options.
It could work.
No problem. But like StarCraft, no way.
Yeah. I think with StarCraft it is rough. Why is it so hard to like someone? Oh, that's the saddest thing. Name the 10 best turn-based games where you loot, booze, and cigarettes, please.
I don't even know what that. Okay, there's two things to unpack with that. I don't know what the first one means. Why is it so hard to like someone? Because people are jerks. Most people are jerks. That's why.
Are you a jerk?
Sometimes. Definitely. Definitely.
We like you.
Name the 10 best turn-based games where you loot booze and cigarettes.
Oh, gotcha. I think there's a guy talking booze and cigarettes. Yeah. Oh, I guess you could say that's turn-based in a way.
Fallout. The original Fallouts were turn-based.
Oh, the originals.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you could loot booze. I think some Command and Conquer games you might find booze and cigarettes somewhere.
Yeah.
Some of the originals Command and Conquers.
And then there's Grand Theft Auto, the strategy game. Doesn't exist.
The turn-based Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah. So let's hit some pros and cons. Let's start with the cons for the PC. I said no standards. There is a... And this might be a con. I don't know. You probably know better than me, but... With PC, everybody's got something different under the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And when a PC game gets released, there's oftentimes issues with certain PCs over others.
Yeah.
Based on the graphics card, based on if you're using AMD versus Intel.
Sure.
And that can be a struggle. And that's a turnoff for a lot of people of why they have a console. Mm-hmm. We'll get to another reason in a second. But would you agree that's a con? Or you can get... I almost put it as a pro as well.
Major con. I mean, that also... You got to talk about price then, too. Because look, you spend $400, $500. What? I don't remember how much I spent on my PS4. $400, I think. Mm-hmm. It's $400 on a PS4, right? And I can play pretty much every next gen game that's coming out now. Or I could spend $600 on a GTX 1080, which I will probably end up spending anyway.
Yeah, right.
And that's just one component. And then you need, however much RAM you're going to get in your proc that needs to be updated.
Have you seen those videos of people saying that you can have a gaming PC for $400?
What?
There's tons of people that out there they're PC hardcores, and they're like, PC gaming is actually cheaper than console gaming, and they explain why, and they go through all these details. And those PCs that they always list are terrible.
That would be hot garbage.
They're using an i3, and they're using an i5. Usually it's an i3 though, and they're using a terrible graphics card that can barely play the newest Fallout. The bare minimums, and then everything else is just crap. They don't even include the monitor usually. PC gaming is expensive. People need to... They can't hide behind it. There are ways that it's not expensive and that Steam gives you great deals and the gaming can give you good deals going forward.
Yeah.
But PC gaming, to keep up with it, is way more expensive.
2 to 3 times the price of console gaming.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the minimum. 2 to 3 times. I mean, if I bought... Let's say I buy this $600 card, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just bought a card 2 years ago.
Do you get the 980?
Was it the 980 at the time? I don't. It may not be.
I'm rocking a 970.
I might have bought the 970,
which is a fine graphics card still.
This was 2 years ago, and I remember it was not. It was the second best at the time. Anyway, I think I spent $400 on that at the time.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna spend another $600. When this fucking thing comes out. So in 2 years, I spent $1,000 on just my graphics cards. I've gotten more RAM, and I've gotten a better, chip in the meantime. So, I mean, it's no telling how much I've spent compared to my $400 PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So, what the fuck?
Right.
It's you have to spend a ton of money to upkeep this shit.
Yeah. And I put this as a con. It's not a huge con, but it does happen with certain companies. Some companies see it as a secondary mode for them. For whatever reason, maybe because the install base on the PS4 and Xbox One is pretty high.
Yeah.
But they see, and I'm specifically talking about Warner Brothers when I bring this up, see PC as a secondary base. So Warner Brothers, when they released Batman Arkham Asylum, or Arkham Knight, that was the most recent one.
Yeah.
Apparently it was a huge disaster. I heard some people could play it, some people couldn't, whatever.
It was bugged.
But it was bugged as balls. And then I heard less talk about it because it wasn't as big of a game, but Mad Max also had a lot of issues. So that one is kind of a negative. Oh, it's just Daniel's asking, would reliance on Windows also be a PC con?
Nah.
No?
I don't think so. I mean, you look at the undersaturation of the PC market in the first place, right?
Right.
Then you have to cut that into a tiny sliver for users that use Linux and Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're using Linux, you're probably smart enough to figure out how to also install Windows.
Right, you're dual booting.
Right.
Yeah. Or Ubuntu.
Yeah. I mean, and not only that, but it's just not... I don't know. If you have a Mac, fuck you!
Which I don't get because you have an iPhone.
Yeah, I like iOS is far better, far superior than Android.
Anyway, I won't get into that more because you're smarter than me on that stuff.
I don't know anything about phones. People come to me with their phone problems. I'm like, please get away from me. I don't know anything about that. Take it to Apple.
Yeah, take it to the geniuses.
I'm like, ask me questions about 2012 R2. Like, don't ask me questions about that.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because I always argue that Android's better, and I like it, mostly because I think I just like the phones more. And I know the phones are more powerful, but I don't know that phones are using any of the power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Note 5 is rumored to have 6 to 8 gigs of RAM and like a 16-core processor and all this crap, but like I'm texting and going on Facebook and going on Imager on a phone. Like, I'm not playing World of Warcraft on it.
Nor could you.
So I'm curious as to what the power is for, and if it's even using it, if I even need that much power. And, I don't know. Maybe an iPhone is more optimized. I don't really know.
Well, they always do those tests with iOS,
Mm-hmm.
or specifically with iPhone cameras versus like a lot of the Android phone cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing these tests where they were saying like, you know, like some company that whatever, like let's say Google Nexus or something.
Yeah.
They talk about how great their fucking camera is and how much better it is than an iPhone's camera. But every time they do a test, like the images that come out from iPhone are better. They're always better.
Yeah.
So you gotta wonder, like, are they boosting those stats, or is Apple just not?
Yeah.
Are they underreporting their stats? I don't know. I don't know anything about phones, so I can't possibly fucking make a conclusion there.
It's such a complex and difficult market because it's so new. You know, like I mean, granted, it's like we're like 8 years into it, but it's like huge very quickly.
Yeah.
Is this market, and who knows like what the right answer is, man. I guess just use whatever makes you happy.
I would love to see like really good games come out for my phone.
Oh yeah, that'd be tight.
No more bullshit.
Yeah, I'm
like
sick
a
of
real fucking game.
Yeah, and that's going to be a topic we come at later with the Top Edge series is mobile gaming.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hit that, which I'm super excited for. But anyway, let's keep going. So the pros I have for it is that it's way more powerful than all the other choices, which is true. Pricier, but more powerful, so you're paying for it. But
yeah, right.
if you want to play a game at 60 FPS, high resolution, to a 2-mile draw distance, then you better have a PC.
it's fun to really to spend a lot of money and then crank up the game, even with mods, you know, to way beyond what it was designed to do.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Absolutely.
It's fun
And there's
to have,
nothing like it when you compare.
Right. It's fun to have like 1,000 Macho Man dragons flying through your game.
Yeah.
That's you can't put a price tag on that.
All right, so let's move on from the PC to the PlayStation 4. Woo.
Sure.
Let's talk about the cons. And this is the cons for both the Xbox One and the PS4, but it has a subscription to play online. PC, your only subscription is your internet service.
Mm-hmm.
With the PlayStation Network and the Xbox Live, which we'll get to, you have to pay monthly, or you have to pay technically monthly, but you're basically paying yearly if you're not, just pay the yearly fee. It's cheaper.
$50 a year. It's the same price point.
It's not a horrible price, but it's still that you're paying for it, and that can be hard to swallow. Of course, the pros are that they give you free games with it. Those games actually expire if you don't pay for your service.
That makes sense.
You knew that, but yeah, if you don't keep your service going, you lose the free games that you owned.
So I had never taken advantage of this in the past, and I downloaded Dead Star, and I've not looked back since. That game is amazing.
Yeah.
And $4 or so a month, whatever $50 divided by 12 ends up being for something.
Oh, Dan had a good point. Backwards compatibility for PC as well. Huge backwards compatibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and emulators.
Emulators. Every single game that's ever been made.
Yeah. Forgot that.
Right.
Anyway, good point. Back to PS4 though. Okay.
And now they make great controllers that you can buy that go right to USB, so you don't have to fuck around with like a USB to N64 adapter.
I will say the Steam controller is giving me some trouble. I will try to work with it more, but I'm not loving it.
What's it doing?
It's it feels kind of flimsy, and the trackpad is. I'm having to get used to that.
I see.
Anyway, so PS4, you love the network as far as the free games.
Oh yeah, the free games are good. They're good. They're really good. I mean, Dead Star is like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I play that like when I'm not playing Dark Souls, I'm playing Dead Star.
You know what game sold me on the network was BioShock Infinite.
Is that on the network?
Yeah, well, it was. They gave it to me a couple years ago for free.
Wow.
And I was like, BioShock Infinite, really? This is like one of the Game of the Year contenders.
It's a AAA game.
And I tried it, and it was great game. But also the fact that I got it for free was delightful. So I stuck with that. I also got XCOM off of it. I got they had Batman Arkham City, but I already bought it, so whatever. But tons of great stuff come from it. But I will say with the PSN network as a con, it also has the ability to crash. It's done it, at least how it's worked, more often than the Xbox Live has. And that's unfortunate. I don't really mind it. It happens everyone. It hasn't really happened with me.
I think Sony's got DDoSed more than Microsoft, right?
Yeah. So, whatever. I mean, it's not been the worst thing in the world for me, but it does happen, so people mention it. So, and it's less powerful than a PC. The pros would be the great exclusives, I think, for it. It has Bloodborne, Dragon Quest Heroes.
Yeah.
It's got tons more. For whatever reason, I'm blanking on them. But tons of great Ratchet and Clank.
Sure. Tons
of great exclusives that just hit it. And it has exclusive content on Destiny, Call of Duty, games like that people, bro gamer or whatever, they like it. So really good exclusives on the PS4. For some reason, they handle that. Oh, they got Uncharted coming out later this month.
Yeah.
Soon, I believe. Next week.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, shit.
You know what? Is it coming out very soon, too? Is No Man's Sky. Which I just bought that the other day, pre-ordered and purchased. Just like, I'm waiting for it to be delivered into my fat little fingers.
Yeah.
Also, the interface is great. Of all the consoles, the interface is the best on the PS4.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Hands down.
Love that thing. It's super easy to use.
Simple.
I love the shop.
Yeah.
Shop's fun to just navigate.
And the share button is genius.
Yeah.
That's really thinking like about the future of gaming. If you put a fucking button on your controller that shares content.
Absolutely. I love it.
That's beautiful. Does Xbox have anything like that? You can say, hey, Xbox, record that bullshit.
They have it with the Kinect, which costs $150,
Great.
and you use for nothing else.
But you can also go to your menu in the Xbox, super slow fucking interface, and then and say record this last thing.
Oh, man, that clunky ass Xbox interface.
Piece of shit console.
Oh, it makes me angry. Let's talk about the Xbox One. One thing I wanted to note before we get into the pros and cons of the Xbox One is they're pushing the PC side really hard, which is weird, but could be a pro, could be a con. I'm not sure yet. But they're releasing all of their major first-party games on the PC.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's interesting. But what does that mean for consoles? What does it mean for the Xbox? Do you need to get an Xbox anymore? Are they saying that the console market is dead? And that you should be just investing in the game side of it?
I actually don't have a problem with this. I think even from like a business standpoint, it still works for them. Because it's Microsoft, and they're going to try to do more, proprietary content, I think, in the future.
Yeah.
Just releasing to their own little platforms. But I think it's not an issue for them because they understand that PC is so undersaturated.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna really lose a lot of clientele that are buying the Xbox One to PC because of the large pay gap, large income gap that you need to also have a PC.
I guess a strange idea for me, and it was hitting me last night. So if they then say that the console market, if they go that route where the console market doesn't necessarily matter, and they make the profit off the games because they don't. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to sell consoles at a loss. I don't know if that's still the case.
It's probably the case.
And they make their money off the games. Would Microsoft then be open to just releasing their games on the PS4 in the future? If all they care about are the game sales.
That's what makes money, then... I mean, I think it makes sense.
And then we'd have a monopoly on consoles. But, does anybody care about consoles in the future? Who knows?
They're always trying to make their fucking console do other things besides being a console, and it makes me crazy. They're the only ones that are doing that. Like, PS4 seems to be sharpening the sword. Right?
Yeah,
They're sharpening the blade on what gaming consoles can and should do. And Microsoft keeps going off on these fucking tangents.
Yeah.
Well, we want to make it control your whole living room, but then it would...
Fucking stop! My phone controls my whole living room.
Right, exactly.
Quit it.
You don't want something to control your whole living room, but be in one part of your living room.
Right.
Like you need your phone to be.
Like, okay, if you're gonna do that, let me control my Xbox from my phone. Then we'll be in business.
Yeah.
Can't do that? Okay, I gotta fucking use this controller. I gotta show my girlfriend how to use this fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
When she wants to watch Netflix. Like, no, she's gonna use her phone, and I'm gonna use an Apple fucking TV, or a Kindle Fire, or fucking whatever, Amazon Fire, or whatever.
Yeah, no doubt.
Chromecast.
So that's a confusing part of gaming, and it happened somewhere in the last generation, maybe immediately in the last generation, where they were forcing their consoles to be like entertainment devices.
Mm-hmm.
I think just to make it more family friendly, but maybe they didn't realize that the smart TVs were coming out, and like Kindle Fire and Apple TVs were coming.
There's just so much saturation in that marketplace.
Yeah.
That it's just silly to think that your Xbox is gonna do it when you have the least accessibility to your console. You have a controller.
Right.
No one wants to get, like, it's just not accessible to, like, older people. It's not accessible to people that don't play games. It's not good. Like, they are going to use their phone, which they're using all the time.
Right. Everyone's on their phone now.
It needs to be able to sync with a phone.
Mm-hmm. Or you could get the Windows Phone.
Jesus Christ. My girlfriend used to work at Verizon.
Yeah.
Someone came in and said they were an IT guy, and that that she was recommending them to get like an iPhone, and they said, well, I'm an IT guy, so I use a Windows Phone, and all the IT people that I know use Windows Phones. And so then she told me this. Since I actually am an IT guy, I said that was garbage, and we have one guy at my company that uses a Windows Phone, and he gets laughed at.
Yeah.
Phone.
I'm not
Trash.
super versed in all that, but it is funny that you use an iPhone, because you think like you work on Windows stuff all the time.
Yeah, right.
You'd be using a Windows. Well, I guess maybe you don't work on Windows, do you? Because you'll work on medical equipment that probably doesn't use that. It uses like.
You'd be surprised.
What, really? You think it'd use like Linux or something like open?
Like a lot of medical equipment will use old versions of Windows.
Like XP or earlier?
Yeah, and some have like.
I thought people loved XP.
Well, it's not even medically compliant. Like it's not XP is not HIPAA compliant, and because it's reached end of life, it's like very exploitable.
Yeah.
So there's all these like medical equipment devices, like Sonowing shit,
Yeah.
that all use it. They have like underlays. It's garbage, and it's like a huge problem.
Yeah.
But mostly I work off server OS.
Daniel said Sony had an obvious interest in pushing Blu-rays with their PS3. That's true. I remember that war.
Oh, yeah,
The Blu-rays
yeah.
versus the HD DVDs, I think they were called.
Yeah.
Sony won.
And now there's a bunch of HD DVDs. I mean, it's just like Laserdisc and whatever. What was that other format for a while that's competing with Laserdisc?
Yeah. But yeah, that's such an interesting conversation with how technology works with what. Because, I mean, yeah, you guys all use iPhones.
Yeah.
But you're working on Windows stuff all the time.
All my doctors use iPhones too. I have to constantly like try to support iPhone. I hate it. I hate having to support phones, and we actually have like gotten to the point where we're trying to work into contracts that we don't support their phones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because they assume if you're an IT guy and you're like working on their SQL server that you can also help them with their bullshit phone issues. It's like, and I go, reset your phone, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
I got actual things to do.
Yeah, right. We can't fix because your texts don't work. You know? That's funny. Interesting. All right, let's move on to the Wii U. This is gonna be a tough one. So I listed the pros as awesome Nintendo content, which that sometimes, especially with Star Fox Zero, is hit or miss. And the Nintendo eShop.
I love the Wii. I love it.
The Wii U or the Wii?
Wii U.
Yeah.
Sorry, not the Wii. I hate the Wii.
I hated that thing too.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Wii
the
U.
only console I never bought.
I bought it. I mean, there are parts of it that I liked. I actually bought it because there was a Dragon Ball Z game that came out where you could use the nunchuck and controller to like use the Kamehameha wave.
You bought it solely for that reason?
I swear to God. Because I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, can I spread my arms out and do like a final flash?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
you can. But then I found out that it's just like this. This is the.
Oh, you're just going like that.
Like so it's all this. And it wasn't advanced enough to really track your motions very well.
Wasn't analog.
So you're just like, okay, you want to use a move?
Yeah. Just go like that.
It's like tennis. Like when you find out that you don't have to go in Wii tennis,
Go like
and you
that.
just
Oh, you just flick it? Gotcha. This is a little less
your
exciting.
grandma can play it.
Oh yeah, well I mean that's kind of the point for it, right? Anybody can play it, casual.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. The Wii U is amazing. The moment I was playing like Smash 4 on the Wii U while taking a shit, like blew my mind.
Like, oh my god!
Plus, if you have a girlfriend, the Wii U is gold.
That's right, because you can play whatever you want.
That's right. You can spend time with her doing whatever the fuck stupid shit she wants to do while doing something you want to do.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's seamless.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. The library of the Wii U it's limited, but it has really, really good games
Yeah.
that nobody will play. And that's a real tragedy.
Like Super Mario Maker?
Like Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Like, the install base on the Wii U is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's talked down so much by console people that just want another system to play Call of Duty, that nobody will end up playing Mario. Well, a lot of people play that, but not enough people will play that. And not enough people will play Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
They don't realize what a gem that game is, just how freaking amazing Pikmin is. They don't realize how awesome Splatoon is. We can play Splatoon out there. It is fun as balls.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually, like, interesting, and it's a first-person shooter. Third-person, technically, but the Wii U has one.
Won a lot of awards, right?
Yeah. It's surprisingly fun. Well-controlled. Interesting. It had running up walls before Call of Duty did. Except you paint it, you color it with ink to go up the walls.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really fun, and kids can actually play it. Like, it's not super violent, and they don't get yelled at and called, like... which is a con for a lot of people I know.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that, but... It's a shame, because the Wii U has a lot of good stuff going
Wait,
for it.
Like a con that you can't yell at people, or that you can't communicate? Or?
Yeah, the communication, people see that as a con.
I would definitely say it's a con that I can't yell at people. I want to yell at people all the time in Dark Souls 3, and I can't do it. I like track down their fucking username, and I can find them, and then I have to invite them to a party where I can scream at them
Yeah.
for being bad.
And that's a shame. And the eShop is also really cool. Like, a ton of, like, all the best Super Nintendo games you can play on. Earthbound just came out for the 3DS. We'll get to that.
You don't need it when you have the Wii U. Big fat screen.
That's true.
Play in your home.
Big fat screen.
Yeah.
eShop is amazing. Play the best Game Boy Color games, best Game Boy Advance games, best Super Nintendo games. That lineup is already legendary. You can play Mario 64 on it.
Yes.
Fucking amazing.
It's a great console.
Great console, and it's such a shame. Can we probably agree that good games sell consoles, so why don't the good Nintendo games sell Nintendo consoles?
It's not for everybody. Those games aren't for everyone.
I don't know if great games sell consoles. I would like to think that. But
I basically bought the Wii U because of SSB4.
Right. I would like to think that great games sell consoles, but I don't know. Word of mouth, the market I think may have aged. Maybe you're right to the point that Mario isn't a selling point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they're not going to hit the Call of Duty console market, and I don't want them to. I don't think they should.
No.
I actually think they were profitable, weren't they?
Wii U?
Yeah, the last.
Nintendo
They
always
weren't.
makes out
They
well.
weren't profitable for a little bit on the Wii U specifically,
No.
but I think in general they became profitable. I don't know if it's specifically on the Wii U, but they know what they want to do, and I think it's brilliant. When they had the GameCube, and I think as much as people love that console, I think it was a failure in a lot of ways.
GameCube?
Yeah. In a lot of ways, I think it was a failure to them because they I think they put a lot into the technology behind that thing. I heard it was stronger than the Xbox.
Really?
In a lot of ways. Yeah. I know it was stronger than the PS2. And when they put all that effort into it, and they realized, I think, that they're competing with 2 other game companies to make the same game. To make Call of Duty, to make Madden, to make yada yada.
Yeah.
And they're like, why would we do that? Like, why are we just going to make the same game? Why don't we just be the only people that make these games? And I think in some ways they're especially with the Wii. Oh my god, they were successful with that. But with the Wii U, I think it was more of a marketing issue that they got off on the wrong foot as far as marketing hit, and I think it just screwed them throughout. For the longest time, I didn't know that there was a Wii U.
Really?
I wasn't aware. They announced it and they released it, and I was like, the Wii is the only thing out for Nintendo right now. And nope, the Wii U was there. And I think that's a problem. Like, people didn't really realize that the Wii had upgraded. My girlfriend had no idea there was such a thing as a Wii U. She still had a Wii for the longest time. And it's a shame. It's a real shame because the Wii U could have been something great, especially with that other controller.
Is there another Animal Crossing yet? Is there one coming out?
I don't think for the Wii U. I know for the 3DS there might be one coming out as like a weird party game. Maybe the Wii U has that Animal Crossing. It's not the normal one though. It's like a weird board game.
Fucking why not? What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I don't know.
I wish that was a thing. I'd play it on my controller. I would have less relationship problems. I tried to play Xenoblade, and that didn't work out.
Yeah, that's the thing. That I don't know what went wrong with Xenoblade. I don't know why they went with such a boring concept with that game.
Such a piece of shit game.
I don't know. People tend to love it, but maybe it's just the grinding. People love just grinding.
There's 20 people across America that like it.
No, it's got a following. It's not a good game by so many rules.
It's real bad.
Yeah, whatever. So let's get to some of the cons of it. So the online issues with the Wii U, friend codes.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it all. Stop doing that. Why are they doing this? Stop it. I mean, I guess for little kids.
For safety purposes, but I don't know if that is really a safety issue.
Parental control or on or off. Like, give it to us. You have adult gamers buying your consoles.
Yeah, why don't they put the parental controls on as a default so the people that don't understand how to change it don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But then have an off function where it just functions like a PlayStation Network
Right.
or something.
Parental controls with a password. And you're done. You have a huge, marketplace that are buying your consoles that are over 20 years old. Some are over 30. Like, stop.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I don't know why they're so restricted. They could be less like... I mean, I like that when I can tell my kid to go online and she's completely safe. I like that. But if they just had the parental controls with a password, like you said, the same thing would be the case.
Yeah.
I don't know why they cut themselves off so hard. I think it's a big turnoff for a lot of people. They really did fuck up in the collect booze and cigs game genre. You're right. I was just saying. It's definitely the weakest console as far as technology goes. Although Nintendo generally does a really great job of compensating with good design and strong art style. I think as much as we rag on Xenoblade, I think it is impressive the draw distance that it has, and from a distance looks very nice. When you get up close, you can see where they cut the corners. But in general, I think it's a nice looking game from the way it's meant to be played. And Smash Bros. Looks fantastic.
It does.
And that basically is 720p, right? Aren't all games 720p
on the Wii U?
On the Wii U?
I don't know.
I think they are, and it looks. You could put that on PS4, and I'd be perfectly happy.
Yeah,
I have no problem with it.
That's fine.
They do a great job on the design, which is just fantastic. But technically, it is the weakest of all the major consoles. And then I put lack of third-party support as a con. Don't know if I really care, because I wouldn't buy a Wii U to buy third-party games like Dark Souls but I'll put it up there just in case, because it might be their only console.
Yeah. That's
I
fair.
guess that sucks, but you should buy another console if you want that. I guess it's
I can't imagine it being your only console. That would be a hellish existence.
yeah, absolutely. And then the force motion controls that kind of came with it having that, and the one that immediately comes to mind is Star Fox Zero. Oh man!
Did you have to do a barrel roll? Did you have to jump through the air and spin your body when Pepe asked you to do a barrel roll?
No,
on your television?
You just double flick the side.
Okay.
button.
Can you do that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The motion controls were in the aiming. You had to aim going like this, and if it was bad in the ship, which it was pretty bad in the ship, it was really bad in the walker. You had basically an ATST walker, and you had to move like this, but only aim like this when you're running, and you had to do everything from the cockpit view and like going like this and like this. It was horrible, and my arm hurt after my last play session with it. When you have to fight Andros, you have to be on the walker for half of it, and it is awful.
There's no tank?
There is a tank. It's fun with the tank, although the motion controls get in the way of that as well.
Is there a sub?
No, there's no sub. There is a support. I like the support guy. You could be a support flyer, and you go a little slower. You do have lasers, but you're mostly a lot slower.
Mm-hmm.
And you lower a robot, and you control the robot with the Wii U controller. And that was all right. I didn't hate that. I like the idea of it. But that game is actually made by Platinum Games. Do you know who they are?
No.
They make Bayonetta. They made... They're like the spiritual successors of Devil May Cry.
I see.
They make a lot of those character action games. But for some reason they made this, and I don't know what happened. Just a disaster.
You know, the best part about Star Fox 64 was when you were in that dogfight with Star Wolf.
Yeah.
Those 2 dogfights that you had with him. So I don't understand why they wouldn't have just made this game like a big dogfight situation. Like
The
that.
dogfights in the game were actually a lot of fun.
Really?
With Star Wolf, yeah. It was basically a remake of that. So there was dogfights with Star Wolf. They were fun. Again, hampered by the controls of just using the gyroscope. Ugh. Just don't ever use that again.
You had to be on rails for the N64 one to really work properly, and it was kind of like the Super Nintendo version too.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really because of like hardware limitation. Like now they don't really have that. So why are we still on rails? Just because of nostalgia?
Yeah, and I mean honestly, I preferred the on-rails segment again because of the controls. But they did have an open part of it, kind of like the N64 version did, where at the end of the level it would just spread out and you'd be able to fly free. I don't know. It was a disaster of a game, quite frankly. I actually still have the guard still in the wrapping.
Oh, really?
Returning it, yeah. It was horrible. But let's move on to that, to an area that you don't know anything about.
Sure.
Portables.
Great.
My favorite. I love portables. I would take it over any of the consoles. Except a PC. I would take a PC over anything, but I love my portable games, specifically the 3DS. Love it. That's all I put as the topics of discussion. The fact that you can take a shit and be in the bathtub, because I like being in the bathtub, or be outside, or be in the car, or be at my friend's house, or be anywhere, or be in bed. It's just, and playing any game I freaking want is just fantastic.
Not
I
any
love
game.
it.
Just a select few games. Some of them.
Well, when
are
I say any
dog
game,
shit.
true. Well, hey, when I say any game though, I mean the selection on the 3DS is so vast and wonderful that I can basically anything I really want that has an answer for it. So believe it. Believe it.
I don't believe it.
It has Metal Gear Solid 3 on it. It has Star Fox on it. It has Mario games on it. It has... I just played earlier on the Super Nintendo version of it, the Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest.
Okay.
Freaking love that game. It has RPGs out the asshole. Bravely Second I just finished up. Really, really great game. It has Etrian Odyssey, which is one of my favorite new series that I kind of got into, which is just a fantastic RPG. Mario and Luigi games, it has that. It has just endless amounts of games to it. And I highly, highly recommend just getting it. Especially if you like RPGs, just get it. It's fantastic. Now, the other games, I guess I will concede that the other genres suffer a little bit because it's a 3DS, not a powerhouse of a console. But for what I want out of it, it is my favorite console. I'll play it all day, every day. The library is great. All the exclusives, pretty much every game on there is an exclusive because it involves the 2 screens. So they're all pretty much exclusive. It's portable. The eShop is great. I'll say the only con for me, you can get into the cons because you clearly aren't into them, but the cons to me are that it's weaker than the PS Vita as far as power.
Really?
Oh yeah, the PS Vita plays between PS2 and PS3 quality gaming. PS3 is, or the Vita is a beast, and it can actually play PS4 games.
Wow.
Poorly, but it does play them.
Wow.
Like you can stream it from your PS4. But try playing The Last of Us on there and come back to me. Anyway.
Bad?
Yeah, the controls don't really suit it very well.
Hmm.
I think console games and handhelds should be kept separate because their controllers are way more complicated than a handheld game should be.
It's kind of what I don't like about it. Like, I wish they made something, at least an add-on that's got, like, the 2 joysticks or something.
True. The new 3DS has the joystick and then a nub. Not a huge fan of that nub, but it is there. And it also has 2 shoulder buttons per side, which is the consoles have now.
Kind of would like just a controller and it with a screen on it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That makes sense. Ultra Daniel says it also has like 10 Zeldas. That's true. Has Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, bunch of Game Boy Zeldas, original Zelda.
I really like that Majora's Mask. I really like it.
It's a great, great game. I got to play it recently. I didn't actually play the N64 version. And it is truly fantastic. It is something special, that game.
It's
really depressing at times.
Oh, yeah.
Oddly dark tone out of that game.
That's what makes it so good.
Let's scoot over to the PS Vita, which nobody knows anything about.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh, okay.
It is a great game if you want to relive PlayStation 1.
Oh, yeah. I do want to relive PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it has all the Final Fantasies on it.
Oh, boy.
It has all the Suikoden? I don't know. Whatever.
Does that siphon filter?
I don't know if it has Siphon Filter. It might. I think it might.
Sorry.
Anything that the PlayStation 3 had on its store, it has.
Original Tomb Raider?
Yeah, it has the Tomb Raiders.
Armored Core?
Has Armored Core.
Tony Hawk?
I don't know about that one. I should check on
Crash
that.
Bandicoot?
It has Crash Bandicoot.
At this point, I'm just naming my PlayStation 1 collection.
Yeah, it has Crash Bandicoot. It has Metal Gear Solids on it.
Goddamn.
It has up to 3, I believe. Metal Gear Solid 3, 2, 1. I don't know about 1. Let me check on that. But I know it has 2 and 3. It has tons of that crap. The only problem is I haven't listed any games that it does have that only it has,
I see.
which is almost none.
Mm.
It has essentially no support. It does have the best version of Persona 4. If you're going to play Persona 4 or play it on the Vita, it is a mind-blowingly good game.
Hmm.
But aside from that, it doesn't really have anything. It has no memorable games outside of that. It has an Uncharted port. I don't know if it's a port or a remake or a weird different game, but it is there, and it can stream from the PS4. Make sure you have a really, 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 really strong Wi-Fi connection.
Mm. Well, even if you do,
Otherwise-
there's no telling what the Vita has in it. It could have an adapter instead of an AC adapter.
Mhm.
Who knows? It could be dog shit.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4's NIC is dog shit too.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a
absolutely.
brand new $400 product.
Yeah.
Why the fuck aren't they putting a gigabit NIC in there? It's retarded.
So yeah, that part sucks. But
You know what? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because I'm the only person that doesn't like Uncharted.
no, I've heard other people not liking it. I like it. I think it's fun. I don't think it's the best game of all time, but I think there's something to be had for a linear experience in today's market.
Yes.
So many games, I think too many, are completely open world and open selection, which people tend to like in today's market. Like, they like the freedom and everything, but I don't know if a good story... let me take that back. I think it's harder to tell a good story in an open world game. I think some games do it well. Grand Theft Auto... I mean, but that's like saying, Martin Scorsese can make a good movie. I mean,
right.
Rockstar can make a good game. They know how to do it. Witcher 3 was technically an open world game, but I feel like it was pretty... The path you take is pretty straightforward.
They definitely guide you down. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a good hybrid of completely on rails versus open world. It's Dark Souls 3. It's very much on rails, but you can make some choices.
Yeah. Dark Souls 3 is... That's one of the reasons I'm excited for it, because it seems like while there's branching paths, there's a direction that you're gonna go.
You'll end up in the same place.
Yeah.
But what's great is there's tons of secrets.
True.
There's so many secrets.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if we go through it, man, I gotta take you through all the NPC quests. Like, the quests everything's optional.
Yeah.
You can just go through that game, keep your head down, kill everything, and not know anything about anybody or any of the main plot line.
Mhm.
It's great.
Yeah, sounds wonderful. I wonder if Eric, if you're on the chat, if you haven't fallen asleep or died yet, could you mention if you have Dark Souls 3 and if you'd be willing to lend it to, and not the soundtrack, I don't want that. Lend me
Wait, you need to listen to the soundtrack first.
lend me the soundtrack first so I can get a feel of what the game is, and I'll judge the game based on that.
Quick jab at Eric.
Yeah.
Over that soundtrack comment.
PSP library does deserve a mention too, you're right. But linear games, I think there's a spot for them, and I think they're dying out, but I think linear games need to stay in some capacity, and I think
Yes.
Uncharted might be the most linear game you could possibly make.
Yeah. Devil May Cry. Pretty close.
Devil May Cry as well. Yeah, I think linear adventure games, like especially Tomb Raider, that game I just had so much fun with. Just make more games like that, and you can kind of counter it with, Fallouts and all those games.
I can't wait. Speaking of linear games, but maybe the opposite of that, I can't wait for No Man's Sky.
Oh, the complete opposite.
I'm gonna get a fucking divorce, dude.
Are you getting it on the PS4 or Xbox or PC?
PS4.
PS4? Okay, I'll get it on the PS4. I don't know how the multiplayer is going to work in that game.
I hear
Have
that
you
it's
figured it?
not truly an MMO per se. It's like you have a bunch of different servers that you can kind of jump into depending upon your area. I guess your location. I think I don't remember. It was explained to me in a YouTube video, but I was playing Dark Souls at the time, so I didn't really gather a lot of information about that.
Sure.
So, of course, I do everything while playing Dark Souls. Server maintenance,
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
You got to be playing Dark Souls while you're doing that.
Right.
Can't not. Yeah, no, that's an interesting topic. We should talk about that at some point. Linear versus open world.
I can't wait, dude. I think it's like May 16th or 19th or something, right? I'm
Absolutely.
gonna look it up right now.
No, it's coming out June.
June?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Spencer.
I'm Sean.
And this has been the Itch Podcast. Make sure to come to youtube.com/The Itch Network, where we do new videos every week. We do reviews, weird news segments. Did you see I released a trailer video yesterday?
Release trailer video?
Almost hit 400 views in less than 24 hours.
YouTube is not notifying me anymore.
We'll yell at them. But make sure to check us out on doesthisgamesuck.com, which you can also just type in theitchnetwork.com and you'll find us. Thank you for joining us today. Hi, Mojo Hippie. You're the man. Love to hear you come back. You're great. And we'll see you guys next week.
You probably don't want to do that.
Anyway, so on.